There are seasons when God feels distant. You pray, but hear nothing. You search, but feel alone. And in that silence, doubts start to whisper. Maybe he's not listening. Maybe you've drifted too far. But the truth is, silence is not absence. God's quiet doesn't mean he's gone. Often, it's where he speaks the deepest. This moment is your invitation to stay close, to lean in, even when there's no response. He's still working, still present, still holding you. Some of his most powerful movements begin in stillness. When was the last time you chose to stay near God, even when you couldn't feel him? Faith isn't built in constant noise or clear answers. It's shaped in the quiet, in the spaces where you keep showing up, even when your heart aches for a word. God isn't ignoring you. He's inviting you to trust him deeper. This reflection reminds you that staying close to God in silence is one of the most powerful acts of love. It says, I believe you're still here, even when I can't see the proof. That kind of faith moves mountains, not because it's loud, but because it's rooted. What helps you hold on when God feels silent, but your heart still wants to stay near? When God seems silent, the enemy loves to fill that space with lies. You're alone. You've failed. God's done with you. But none of that is true. Silence isn't rejection. It's often preparation. This reflection invites you to see the quiet not as a void, but as sacred ground where God is teaching you to listen differently. Maybe he's speaking through peace instead of words, or through patience instead of answers. Stay close. Keep breathing. The silence might feel empty, but it's actually full of his presence. What lie have you believed during silence that God is gently replacing with truth? Let's keep seeking him together. Subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a moment. Staying close to God in silence isn't passive. It's an act of faith. It's choosing presence over feelings, trust over clarity. Sometimes, what feels like a delay is actually God building strength in the waiting. He's shaping your heart to hear his whisper, not just his words. This reflection reminds you that some of the most intimate moments with God aren't when he speaks loudly, but when you learn to sense him quietly. In the stillness, he is near. In the unknown, he is steady. And in your quiet endurance, he is glorified. What part of your heart is God strengthening in this silent season? You may not realize it, but your faith is growing strongest in the quiet. Every time you choose to stay when it would be easier to walk away, you are deepening your roots in him. God sees the effort it takes to pray when you feel unheard, to worship when you feel dry, to trust when you're unsure. This reflection reminds you that silence doesn't mean stagnation. It means preparation. Something is being formed in the quiet. Resilience, intimacy, trust. Stay close. Something holy is happening beneath the surface. What kind of growth might be forming in you that can only come through spiritual silence? Even when your prayers feel unanswered, God is not unmoved. His silence is never indifference. It's often an invitation to draw closer, not drift away. This reflection reminds you that staying close to God doesn't require you to feel something every moment. It simply requires you to remain. to return, to keep showing up. You don't have to manufacture emotions or force clarity. Just be with him. Let the silence become a space of trust rather than frustration. He is still speaking, maybe not through volume, but through presence. How can staying close to God in silence reshape the way you understand his love? There's a quiet kind of strength in staying close to God when he seems silent. It means your love isn't based on what he gives, but on who he is. And even in the stillness, he is working, shaping your spirit, anchoring your faith, preparing your heart. As this meditation ends, carry this truth with you. God hasn't left. He hasn't stopped speaking. He's just drawing you deeper. Stay near, even when it's quiet, especially when it's quiet, because silence with God is never empty. It's sacred. What has God been teaching you in the silence that you couldn't hear in the noise?